Hello guys, welcome to episode 7 of this tutorial. In this episode, we're going to continue working on the application. Now that we've got our, API endpoint, and we've got API endpoints, and we've got this patients page, which is going to show a list of patients. We have already created this anchor tag, which is going to take the user to our patient details page, where we are going to show the details of the patient. So right now, again, we are using this simulated or mocked, data. But of course, the controller is providing us with the data. So we implemented this, right? Now, right now, the patient's page is using that controller, using this HTTP client dependency and this method that we discussed in the previous episode. I am going to update the patient details page as well in this episode to kind of get the details of the patient based on the ID that we get when the user is navigated to this page. So we're going to use our navigation manager as before. We're going to have our route, but we're going to have that HTTP client injected as well, very similar to patient's page. So before I implement, the patient details page, I'm going to run the application so that you can, see what we get so far. So this is the patient's page. We get the data from the, API. So these are, coming from our backend API. We've got name, date of birth, gender, and contact. And what we are going to do in this episode is, changing the patient details page so that when the user clicks on the view, the data is loaded from the backend, API based on the data that the controller provides. So I'm going to remove what we have here instead of patient details page, and then I am going to write the new version of my code. So again, this is our route. We're going to inject our HTTP client. We're going to inject navigation manager. This is the heading, and then again we're going to have a loading flag to indicate whether we're loading something from the API or not. And if we cannot find the patient in question, we're going to say, we cannot find that patient with that ID, of course, and we're going to provide the user with a button to go back. And then if the patient is found, we are going to show the details, like for example, the full name, the date of birth, the gender, and the contact details. And then a button, again, for the user to go back. So this is our template. Now the code block. So first off, we're going to create this integer input parameter coming from the route. Then a patient object, then a bool, flag for loading, and then the override for uninitialized async. Now we want to have a try catch block and then get the patient from the controller using get from JSON async and passing in the route. And if there is an issue, we're going to catch an HTTP request exception, set patient to null, and set loading to false. And this is the go back, function as before, which is going to navigate the user to the patient's page. So again, as you can see here, we're surrounding the logic, which is responsible for getting the data from the backend with, a try catch block, and we're communicating with our API, with our controller, and we're passing in the ID that we have captured here using the route, and we're getting the details of one single user. So, one question that you might ask is that instead of this, patient details page, we're showing everything. But inside of the patient's page, we're also showing everything. So that's a very, good concern. What I can do is that, for example, here, I can go ahead and only show the full name of the patient and remove these, these different rows, and only show the full name. So on the, patient's page, we're only showing the full name, but for the patient details page, we're showing everything. Now, if I run the application, on the patients page, we are going to see only the full name. And if we want to see more details, from one single patient, we're going to click on this view anchor tag, and that'll take us to this patient details page with the full details of the patient. And of course, we can go back to the previous page as well. So that simple change makes patient details page more meaningful. On the patient's page, you're only concerned with the name of the patient. If you want to see more, you'll click on that link, and on the patient details page, you can see full name, date of birth, gender, contact number, and so on. So I'm going to wrap up this video here. I hope you've enjoyed watching it, and I will continue talking about the application in the next one.